On a 1973 spring evening, a young lady looking forward to graduating in 2 weeks would be frightened as drunken men claiming to be searching for her brother had barged into her family home. Courageously, she would confront the men. The nightmare that would follow as a result would stoke the fires of revolution in the hearts of many and change the course of history forever.
In the dark, fragile and magical shadows silently start to appear.
Viewer discretion is advised. Liliosa Hilao was a 23-year-old student living with her family in Quezon City. Quezon City is located on the Guadalupe Plateau in the Philippines, just north of Manila. Liliosa, a talented and compassionate young lady with a small stature and monumental personality, was loved dearly by her friends and family. She possessed a keen sense of justice and aptitude for human rights. While she herself never shouted slogans or participated in any strikes or rallies due to her frail physique and asthma, she was a skilled writer and displayed a flowering propensity for journalism. As college students often are, she was also quite rebellious and critical of authority. She was ambitious and community focused. She loved hanging out with her friends and would do anything for them. She was the type of person you'd want to have around in a pinch. Liliosa was soon to graduate with a degree in communication arts and was a member of the College Editors Guild. Through her involvement as an associate editor of the student paper, Liliosa penned articles such as The Vietnamization of the Philippines and Democracy is Dead under Martial Law in the Philippines. What Liliosa lacked in constitution, she made up for in outward expression. When martial law was first implemented 6 months prior, she began to wear all black to mourn what she called the death of democracy. As you could tell by now, Liliosa was not one to back down from an injustice, and when she returned home from school on that evening in 1973 to find her family's home ransacked and her sister beaten up, she was justifiably upset. She asked the men what they were looking for. The men demanded that she reveal the location of her brother, who they said was a suspected communist. She, in retaliation, demanded that the drunken invaders who claimed to be from the constabulary anti-narcotics unit present a search warrant or arrest warrant or leave. Besides, if they were the narcotics unit, they had no reason to be there. She was correct, and she knew her rights. Unfortunately, though, martial law permitted authorities to do mostly whatever they wanted, and they did not take kindly to Liliosa's requests. They slapped Liliosa to the ground and handcuffed her. Liliosa's family would watch in horror as she was forcefully dragged away to Camp Crame by the Lieutenant Arturo Castillo and his men. As the headquarters of the Philippine constabulary, Camp Crame became the site of 5 of the Marcos regime's most infamous detention facilities for political prisoners. While there, her brother-in-law, who was an army officer, was able to see Liliosa. She told him that she was being tortured and assaulted. He saw the bruises and swelling all over her body. Unfortunately, he did not have the authority to do anything about them. The following day, her sister Liliosa Hilao would be contacted by the medical staff at Camp Crane, but by that time, Liliosa had already passed. Her sister was horrified at the state of her body. She was nearly unrecognizable. Her face was severely swollen. Her lips bore cigarette burns. Remember, she had asthma, so simply being around cigarettes would have been uncomfortable. She had 11 injection marks in her arms and deep handcuff marks in her wrists, as if they were being pulled tight. If you've ever been in handcuffs, you know just how a few minutes is enough to be excruciating. Her torso was badly bruised with handprints, as if she was being held down or punched. Gun barrel marks pressed into her skin. She possessed a long incision up her torso to her neck, and it was evident that she was repeatedly sexually assaulted. The official police report had claimed that she had committed suicide by drinking muriatic acid. It's possible that the muriatic acid, also known as hydrogen chloride, was used in an attempt to cover up the signs of torture and abuse. With this, higher up officials at Camp Crane considered the case closed.
To hide what they did, they poured her with muriatic acid, and then they dismembered the body, cut into half with their own hands and maybe using a bolo. Everything was taken out, including the brain. It was the most painful. I can't forgive them. So she was killed 3 times. During the interrogation, she was already dying. And then she was really dead. And then still they desecrated her body.
2 weeks later, her classmates were horrified that something so terrible could happen to such a sweet girl. The school left a vacant seat reserved for her at the graduation ceremony. Liliosa was awarded posthumous cum laude honors. Following her death, the Philippine Narcotics Constabulary gave an amount of 2,200 Philippine pesos, or around $38 to the family of Liliosa for burial expenses. The family has refused to spend the money. This is just one of the many cases of mistreatment, torture, and murder caused by the reckless implementation of martial law and continuous inaction by the Marcos regime. I will link others in the description along with any charities or political movements associated with them. Their names and stories deserve to be remembered just as much, if not more, than the Marcoses. I appreciate you listening to Liliosa's story and taking the time out of your day to watch my video. If you're interested in contributing to Liliosa's family or any other victims of martial law, I'll leave that stuff in the description for you to check out. If you like my video, please use the like button, subscribe, comment, share my video. If you hated it, let me know about that as well. I take criticism very well. I'll be in the comments responding to every single comment because I don't have a life. I hope to make more videos about crime and corruption. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's my first video, so I really appreciate you tuning in. My name is Devontae, Devil Moon on the internet. You can find me at Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of that good stuff. Me and my brother also have a series where we talk about modern topics. He is a doctor and licensed therapist, and we just talk about things that are going on in the world. If you want to check that out, that's also here on YouTube. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Drink water. Have a blessed day.